Okay, this is a triple Zesty hot peppers machine that I had picked up used. It was rescued from an abused home. It came along with this Game King next to it here, and both of these machines were actually dropped out somebody's front door and left on a step because the people that had owned them, they didn't like. So I picked them up kind of cheap. I won't tell you how much, but it was worth me driving an hour each way to get them. Anyway, there's a couple videos out there already on my channel about what they look like when I got them. But basically the speakers are smashed and there's a lot of dirt and grime. This guy here is the worst, the Game King, and it still isn't completely fixed yet. I'm redoing the glass, but that's besides the point. What we're going to do today in this video is something that I've wanted to do, and that's I'm going to convert this over to a Double Diamond Deluxe. I've never done a conversion before, but I've got some help from some guys online, and they sent me over some parts and pieces. So I've got new glass, I've got new front, I've got the chips, I've got hopefully everything I need. What I don't have at the moment is the printer, but it should show up here pretty quick, so I can do a ticket in, ticket out situation. But basically today we're going to start with doing the glass, and we'll probably get to doing the reels, maybe swap the chip, and see how that works out. So just a quick play here, throw in a couple quarters. Final peppers just for laughs. You can also hear how quiet this is. I've done a bunch to this machine. I've upgraded the circuit board with new traces to get rid of the real noise because it was ridiculously loud, and then I did put the 47K resistor on the speakers, basically to mute up some of the background hiss because it is in my basement. It's quiet down here. I really didn't want to listen to that background noise. I do audio video stuff for a living, and it was driving me nuts. So anyway, fixed all that up, and I am going to go ahead and start swapping stuff out. Okay, we're going to start with the easy stuff. We're going to go ahead and do the top glass first. It's pretty simple. It's a new top glass, got it cleaned up. It's not perfect, but it works. She just slides in there like that. Put our cover back on. Job done. So the next one is we'll go ahead and change out the belly glass here. Hopefully you can see down there okay. So this one's a little bit tight, so I usually have to play around in here a little bit. Open up the door. Grab our screwdriver. There's 3 screws on the back that just hold this panel on. I got some of these little magnetic trays. They're awesome. Highly recommended for doing stuff like this. So we're going to pull this part out here. Actually, since this is involved in electricity, we're shutting the power off. So we'll pull that out. Okay, so we just unplug the neon. And then this piece here will come right out. Set it to the side. And then your glass can slide out of the bottom. Your piece of belly glass. best we can. Put our light box back in. Plan on doing some video pretty quick here of converting these all to LED. So I'm working on getting some new clips, finding a good proper place to buy them from so we can do it without cutting wires. And we'll fold that back up. Get our wires out of the way. Okay, so we'll turn it back on and have a look. And there's our new glass. Looks pretty good. Next stop, we'll get those reels. So the reels on these machines are pretty simple. This is the S2000, the S Plus, you had to unplug from the bottom. These ones you're just going to grab here, kind of give them a little tug, and out they come. And then basically you're going to look for the gap here. Somewhere around there you're going to find a small little notch in here, and that notch is going to correspond to the new reels. You're just going to line that up, put it all together, and kind of sneak it into these little ribs in here. So I'll probably try to film one and then do the rest. And we'll start by releasing the old grip. I'm sure there's probably easier ways to do this than the way I do it, but it seems easy enough. I'm just going to wipe this off real quick, because anytime you take things apart, it's nice to give it a quick clean. Never hurts. Okay, so now we're going to search for our tab, which is there. And that tab is going to line up with that. These little notches in there. So I'm going to go ahead and do one side first. Okay, so at the end, just make sure that tab stays in there, because that's what's going to be your alignment. So much for doing one side. Anyway, just work our way around. Looks good. Looks like our tab is still lined up where it needs to be. So you can put a little piece of tape on there if you want, or sometimes if you're lucky they'll stick together. I'm going to leave that alone for now. And that's it. That's one reel. So again, I'm going to do the other ones. No sense in having that on film. Okay, I'm going to film this last one again because I kind of learned a technique to make it a little easier, and might help. So anyway, just pull it out the best you can. It seems like if you release this early, then you can get a better shot at pulling this off without destroying it. So do that, and then off it comes. So again, I'm going to do a little bit of quick cleaning here. This machine definitely wasn't treated right. Where it came, it was sitting in a garage for quite some time, so it's full of dust. But hopefully we'll get her cleaned out. I'm happy again. Not going to get too crazy with Q-tips, but I do like to get the bulk off. Okay. So there we go. Last reel, same thing. I'm just going to look for the small notch, which is right there. And so this notch corresponds to that notch, and they also actually stick in there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of line the notches up the best I can, and then just lightly throw this on there as I go around. And then once I get around, then I can start concentrating on getting the two sides deeper into the grooves where they belong. Should be just like that. Part where they're stuck together, it's a little more work to get it in there, but it's definitely worth it because it helps to hide the little notches and it gets it further in. So that should be that. And then if you guys have never done this, putting these in here is just a no-brainer. So I'm just going to show you, but basically there's just slots on the front. And those are going to go right into the back here. So you just line it up nice, you know they're in there, and just push from the bottom. Don't push on any of that stuff. Just push on the bottom, get them in there nice and tight. Your 1, 2, 3 are going to vary as to which your reels are, but the guy I got them from, luckily, just told me what the numbers are. But you just make sure you line them up the right where they're supposed to be in there. So then you're good to go. Okay, next chore to do here is going to be to just swap the chip. So I'll pull that out. Pull the coin tray. Pull that out. Obviously machine off, definitely. So you can see base chip goes right in here. Here's the new chip, Double Diamond Deluxe. So we'll put that on the side. I did get a puller. I highly recommend them. Screwdriver or not, this is just the way to go. They come right out, it's safe, it's the way to be, and these things are like dirt cheap. So, as we've all been told before, look for the little dot on here. Lines with the dot on there. Definitely don't get it backwards. So no dot, little indentation there. And then, well, it can all figure out how to stick pins in a hole. I'm not going to explain that. So we go, and do that. We'll throw this back in here for safekeeping. And then we're just going to throw this back in the machine. it up. So you guys can see what's going on. Close the door. Testing memory. So there's our kit installed complete. Hopefully it works. RAM error. Reset that. Just press test switch for 2 to 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Close the door. Initializing. Looks like it's back. Throw a couple quarters in, see if it works. Awesome. That's the whole reason I wanted this, was for the nudge feature. I don't know why that's exciting to me, but I like the idea that there's this kind of a second chance happening at the end there, even though I know it's all, as soon as I push the button, I either win or lose. That's not how my brain works. So I like these guys. That one's going to come up, but nothing there. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm actually going to make just another small clip, which I may or may not include. I'm going to replace this middle glass because this has some issues up here in the corner, so I got a new one of those, so you might see that. Okay guys, continuing the video, this is going to be me attempting to change out this glass, which I've never done before. I'm sure we can figure it out. So what I'm going to do first of all is turn off the power and start unplugging stuff. So we'll unplug this. Looks really tight. Unplug that. Looks like a ribbon cable here. Take that out. Always check orientation, but they only go in one way. So it looks like potentially 3 screws there, so we'll go ahead and take those out. Theme of the day, 3 screws. Move you over here. I'm not standing in your way. Panel out, that'll give me a chance to give that a little bit of a clean. Looks like a little goop down there. And that, hopefully, slides right out. Piece of cake. Be back with the other one. Okay, there it goes. Looks like it slides back and forth a little bit, so I might have to do an adjustment there. I'll take this guy, give it a quick cleaning. Blow the grungies out. More dust. And we put her back. I'm going to start off in the middle just because I don't know how that's going to line up. Hopefully okay. Put the ribbon cable back. Turn it on. This one has 2 credits instead of 3 to match the game. Purple color, awesome. And multi-denomination, since this machine is set up for multi-denomination. Like I said, next project's putting the printer in when it comes. Wait for it to fire up, give it a couple test shots. "20 credits in, give it a spin. Okay, that's it for this video. It looked pretty smooth, pretty simple, didn't have to do too much. Setting up the printer and stuff, I'll have to do the key chip on it, but machine's looking good. It's exactly what I wanted. So thanks for watching. Do me a favor, please subscribe. I'm trying to do some more of these, and if you subscribe, you'll be able to watch them in a series. So thanks again.